Welcome to another day on the Dyson Homestead. If you are new here, I am Madison, and here we're making videos striving to raise our children up in the Lord and also a little bit of first-time homesteading. Just a few years ago, homesteading was completely foreign to me. Maybe that is the same case for you. So today, I hope this video can be an encouragement to you to begin your homesteading journey. We moved here in 2022, so we only have 2 years under our belt with homesteading. We moved from a townhouse in Texas, and I could barely keep a houseplant thriving. And now I have 3 children under the age of 3, and we live on a few acres, and I am working towards more self-sufficiency and saving money here and there wherever we can. A homestead is simply just wherever you live. And a definition of homesteading that I found that I definitely relate with is the act of becoming more self-sufficient and living a bit more frugally. Some people would say that growing a garden takes more time than it is worth monetarily. But having readily available produce, knowing that I am not spraying the produce, is a peace of mind, and it is a little sense of fulfillment and joy when it is homegrown. Not only that, I hope to pass these skills down to our children so that they can find what they enjoy and worthwhile when they eventually have their own homestead. Now, true fulfillment only comes from Christ alone, and having Christ in your heart, fully giving your life to Him. But little things here at home can also bring simple joys, and working with your hands is definitely one of them. A simple go-to breakfast of ours is eggs and bananas mashed and mixed together and made into almost a pancake batter. And you can either pour them into the pan in shapes of pancakes, or on this day, I just poured the whole thing in as if I were to make an omelet. And then I'm just going around flipping little sections, so it could almost be like scrambled eggs. In that case, that may sound actually unappealing to eat eggs and bananas, but it is delicious, so don't knock it until you try it. Here in our home, I am trying to have products that are less preserved and more straight from the source. So we are getting in raw milk from a farm here nearby. We do not have a milk cow. But also we are getting eggs from our own backyard. So just simple things like that to have more products straight from the source. Now, I said less preserved, but what I mean is has less preservatives and artificial ingredients. Of course, preserving food is important and needed. Homesteading can also mean bringing things back home. So instead of outsourcing, doing things at home. And one of those things being schooling. So on our homestead, homeschooling is definitely going to be a priority. It is foreign to my family, not to my husband's family, but it is definitely foreign in my family. So having church friends and just surrounding myself with community who are like-minded in that area helps it not seem foreign and actually helps it seem like the norm. With that being said, our oldest will be 3 in October, so I am excited to get some preschool things together and add that to our daily routine. If I could give any mother a tip, new mother especially, or a mom that is going from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, that is just a lot of newness, especially with littles, is to remember to always give yourself grace. And I have to daily remind myself of this because things just get chaotic and we don't have time to read, or we don't have time to sit down and do flashcards because I need to tend to the baby or something. Just give yourself grace, and when the bigger kids need to be occupied while you are nursing, they are learning by using their hands. One thing that I'm trying not to outsource anymore, at least in spring, summer, and fall, would be fresh cut flowers. They are always a joy to see on the table, and doing the gardening at home is also a joy. So, just to let you know, I did not water our flower garden after maybe the first week of planting, and I still got flowers. So, maybe there's some encouragement for you to start a flower garden as well. And I also chose the part of our yard that does not hardly get any sun until sunset. And I still got a couple bouquets out of it so far. So I hope that is encouraging. This is Theodore and I searching the yard for our Amazon package that our dogs ended up finding at the front gate and scattering throughout. I would say that cloth diapering is even a form of homesteading because we are not outsourcing diapers. Well, we are for the evening and for outings, but we are saving quite a bit of money on diapers by using these cloth diapers during the daytime. When talking about cleaning supplies, making homemade laundry soap is a good way to save some money, especially if you do a lot of laundry. I do have a video of how I made my laundry soap, and I will link that at the top there and also in the description below. I also use Dr. Bronner's for a few different things around the house, cleaning wise, because they are clean ingredients and I really like the smell. If you have tried the almond Dr. Bronner's, it smells so good. This is what people call the wet bag for cloth diapers. We just collect them in here after I give them a good rinse off until it's time to wash, which is every day, every other day. Maybe another form of homesteading is doing things a little bit more holistically. So instead of turning to fever reducers immediately, I like to give my kids more sunlight and let the fever run its course and things like that. So that could be a way of not outsourcing as well. Now, that could be, of course, controversial, and the medical care is needed in many situations, and I understand that. But homesteading, I want to be able to grow herbs and things that God has given us straight from the ground that are helpful. There are some things that are definitely helpful. There are also herbs that are totally unhelpful, so make sure you know what's growing in your yard before you use it internally. There are definitely some poisonous weeds out in our woods that we need to keep the kids away from, and yeah, just make sure they're not around. Now, I haven't found a way to go totally electricity free, especially with vacuuming. I guess I could start sweeping instead, but these vacuums are just so helpful. And once every week or once every other week, there's also a camera out. So the kiddos definitely see that and get curious and, of course, want to try to also work the video camera. Moving to the topic of homemaking, on this day, I am working on our deep cleaning day. I have systematized our week, so deep cleaning day is once a week. So I vacuum, pick up everything from rooms that need to go to back in its place. So this is my basket, in air quotes, that I am going to carry downstairs eventually after I round up all of the items that go back to where they belong. For lunch, I usually do a cold lunch or leftovers from the night before, especially with having an almost 3-month-old. It is just a lot simpler that way. And hot meals for me are still a work in progress. I did not grow up cooking in the kitchen alongside my mom, so skills in the kitchen are few and far between in my pocket, so I am just continuing to get better at things like that. Now, I did say a cold lunch, and I am heating up our cast iron. I'm just going to warm up the ham that was cold in the fridge. Pink salt and butter are definitely staples in our kitchen. I can't leave the butter too close to the edge of the counter because my 3-year-old will go stick his fingers in it. Maybe you have that problem at home too, but at least butter is a very healthy fat. These are the fermented cucumbers that I tried for the first time about 2 weeks ago, and it was fairly simple. So those of you who want to try things for the first time but don't want to try something that is daunting, I highly recommend fermenting something that you enjoy eating. Breakfast time got a little chaotic towards the end, so we weren't able to finish our story, and I guess you could call it homeschooling. Just little simple things with the toddlers here while they're eating and sitting still. So I am finishing our story here at lunchtime. I have found that meals are a great time to get in some teaching. I have found that homesteading gets easier and easier when my why gets bigger and bigger. So the more children I have, the more reason I want to discontinue outsourcing things like food and things that fill their minds, and just to start doing them at home. So I hope this video was encouraging to just start one thing and don't get too hard on yourself if it fails, because everyone has to try something for the first time. Every master at a skill once tried it for the first time. It is closing in on nap time on this day, so I am going to stop recording and get to the daily things that I need to do that are mundane, just to keep things running smoothly in the house. Thanks for stopping by the Dyson Homestead. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and also subscribe to our channel if you haven't. That way you know the next time I post a video.